Archangel Michael says, dark forces have moved against you, working in silence, plotting in shadows. They thought you wouldn't notice, that you would remain unaware while they schemed. But what they do not realize is that a divine hand is already working in your favor. A great sum has been exchanged, a deal made behind closed doors, all in an attempt to take what rightfully belongs to you. They saw your blessings, your potential, your destined abundance, and they wanted it for themselves. Jealousy fueled their actions, and greed drove them forward, but their plan is already failing. The one behind this betrayal is not a stranger but someone who once smiled in your presence. They hid their true intentions well, pretending to celebrate your victories while secretly wishing for your downfall. They believed that by paying a heavy price, they could rewrite your destiny and claim your fortune as their own. But God's will is unshakable, and your blessings cannot be stolen. What was meant for you will always find its way back, no matter the obstacles placed in your path. What they have done in darkness is now being exposed in the light. Like this video if you believe God is fighting for you. Their attempt to strip you of what is yours has already backfired. The money they used to buy their way into your favor has become their downfall. They thought they could manipulate fate, but destiny is not controlled by the hands of the wicked. Every move they made against you is now turning into a trap of their own making. The wealth they tried to seize is slipping through their fingers like sand in the wind. Their efforts to silence you, to block your progress, are collapsing under the weight of divine justice. This betrayal was never meant to break you, it was meant to reveal something powerful. It has shown you who truly stands beside you and who only stood there to take advantage of your light. The masks are falling, and the truth is rising, louder than ever before. What they thought would destroy you has only made you stronger. The storm they sent your way is now clearing the path for greater blessings. Type 333 if you receive this breakthrough. Archangel Michael says, your name was written on blessings that cannot be erased. No price can purchase what God has decreed for you. No force can remove what heaven has placed in your hands. They spent so much, thinking they could buy your destiny, yet they never realized the cost of their deception. What they have taken unjustly will return to you sevenfold. Every attempt to block your prosperity has become fuel for an even greater manifestation of abundance. Their own greed has led them into a pit, and now they are the ones suffering loss. They thought they were securing their own future, but instead, they have sealed their downfall. The higher they tried to rise by stealing from you, the harder they are now falling. What they used against you is being turned into a testimony of victory. The hand of God is moving, restoring, and elevating you beyond what you imagined. Type 777 if you believe in divine restoration. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. You will soon witness something powerful, proof that no evil scheme can undo what is divinely ordained. Those who moved against you will see you rise, not because of their efforts but despite them. Their attempts to break you have only strengthened the foundation beneath your feet. The deception, the betrayal, the hidden plots, all of it is now exposed. The whispers behind your back are turning into shouts of regret from those who underestimated you. Their plans have crumbled, and now, they have no choice but to watch as you walk into greater blessings. Every resource they used against you is now working in your favor. Their investment in your failure has become the very thing that funds your breakthrough. What was stolen is not only returning but multiplying beyond anything you have seen before. God's justice is swift, powerful, and undeniable. What was taken in deceit is now being restored in truth. Type 999 if you trust God's divine justice. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into a season of divine recompense. The time for loss is over, and the time for overflow has begun. No force on earth can stop what has already been released in your name. Those who thought they succeeded in robbing you are now facing the consequences of their actions. They gambled with darkness, and now they must face the weight of divine intervention. Every step they took against you has led them into a downfall of their own making. The tables have turned, and you are no longer on the side of loss but on the side of victory. The wealth, the opportunities, the blessings they tried to claim as theirs are being pulled back into your life. What was removed is returning with greater strength, and nothing can prevent it. This is your moment of divine reversal, as everything shifts in your favor. Type 1212 if you receive this restoration. The truth cannot be hidden, and neither can your blessings. What was stolen in secret is now being returned in the open. Those who mocked you, who doubted you, who conspired against you are now forced to witness your elevation. They underestimated the power of divine justice. They assumed their actions would go unseen, but God saw everything. Every lie they told, every deception they weaved, every move they made, it is all now turning against them. You are not just recovering what was lost, you are stepping into something greater. The struggles, the betrayals, the setbacks were never meant to destroy you. They were simply a setup for a testimony that will shake the very foundation of your life. God's favor is upon you, and no force can stand against it. Type 1111 if you believe in divine breakthrough. Your name is being lifted higher, your path cleared of all obstacles. The very things that were used against you are becoming stepping stones to something greater. What they meant for harm has only positioned you for an even greater destiny. The betrayals are behind you, and restoration is ahead. The pain of loss is fading, replaced by the overwhelming joy of divine blessings. No amount of money, no level of deceit, no power of the wicked can undo what God has secured in your name. This is your moment of victory. This is the season where what was hidden is revealed, where what was stolen is restored, where what was meant for destruction is transformed into glory. Nothing can stop what is coming to you now. The battle is over, God has declared your victory. Archangel Michael says, something has been happening behind your back, and you had no idea. A payment was made, a transaction carried out, and the target was you. Someone went to great lengths, spending a massive amount, all to stop you from moving forward. This was not an accident, nor was it a coincidence. It was a deliberate plan, carefully executed, with the intention of blocking your blessings. But what they did not anticipate was that divine intervention had already gone ahead of you. The person behind this betrayal is closer than you think. They pretended to support you, acted as if they wished you well, but in secret, they plotted against you. They wanted what you had, but instead of working for it, they tried to take it from you. Their actions may have been hidden, but God sees everything. Nothing escapes His watchful eye, and now, the truth is coming to light. Their plan is crumbling, and the very thing they tried to use against you is now turning against them. Type Amen if you believe in divine protection. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. They thought they had the upper hand, believing their money could buy destruction. But no amount of wealth can override the favor that is upon your life. What was meant to bring you harm is now paving the way for an even greater breakthrough. Every move they made is now backfiring. The same resources they used to stop you are becoming the source of their downfall. They invested in your failure, but instead, they are witnessing your elevation. This betrayal was never about you, it was about the greatness within you. The enemy saw your rising, your anointing, your favor, and they feared it. That fear led them to desperate measures, but their desperation has only revealed their weakness. What was set in motion against you has now been reversed. The power of God is shifting everything in your favor, and nothing can stop it. Type 333 if you receive this divine turnaround. Archangel Michael says, your name was written on a blessing that no force can take away. They tried to purchase your downfall, but their payment was in vain. No contract, no deal, no secret meeting can override what has already been ordained. The forces that gathered against you are now scattering. They stood in unity to bring you down, but confusion has entered their camp. The same mouths that spoke against you are now turning on each other, revealing the truth you were never supposed to know. The betrayal cuts deep, but what is coming will heal every wound. The loss they tried to inflict upon you is nothing compared to the restoration that is now unfolding. The more they tried to pull you down, the higher you are rising. The storm they sent your way is now clearing the path for your greatest breakthrough. What they meant for destruction has become your stepping stone to victory. Type 777 if you believe in divine justice. You are standing in a moment of divine reversal. Everything that was stolen, blocked, or delayed is being restored in full. The battle was never yours to fight alone. God has been working behind the scenes, dismantling every attack. The person who conspired against you is now watching their own plans fall apart. They thought they could manipulate your destiny, but their deception is no match for divine truth. Every lie they told, every move they made, is now being exposed. They paid for your downfall, but instead, they purchased their own defeat. The more they pushed against you, the stronger your foundation became. They thought they were closing doors, but in reality, they were setting you up for greater access. Nothing can stop what is coming to you now. The divine shift is already in motion, and no force can reverse it. Type 999 if you believe in divine restoration. Archangel Michael says, you are walking into a season where everything changes. The chains that once held you are breaking, and the weight that tried to pull you down is being lifted. No power, no influence, no wealth of the wicked can hold back your breakthrough. The person who betrayed you thought they would never be discovered. They moved in silence, thinking their actions would go unseen. But their time of hiding is over, exposure is here, and they cannot escape the consequences. You may have felt the pressure, the weight of unseen forces working against you. But what you didn't realize was that God was turning that pressure into strength. Every challenge, every hardship, every attack was only preparing you for this powerful moment of release. Now, you will see the fullness of what has been stored up for you. The enemy tried to steal, but instead, they have secured your double portion. Type 1212 if you receive this overflow. The tables have turned, and justice is unfolding before your eyes. What they meant for your destruction has now been transformed into a testimony. Their plan was never strong enough to overpower the divine protection surrounding you. Everything that was used against you is now serving a greater purpose. The weapons they formed did not prosper, the schemes they designed did not succeed. Instead, they have been caught in the very trap they set for you. Your path is clear, your future secured, and your blessings untouched. The pain of betrayal is fading, replaced by the overwhelming joy of divine victory. What was lost is being restored, multiplied, and returned with greater abundance. This is your moment of supernatural breakthrough. Watch as everything shifts in your favor, faster than you ever imagined. Type 1111 if you claim this victory. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. They thought their payment was enough to stop you. They believed their actions would go unnoticed. But now, they are witnessing firsthand that no force can override divine destiny. You are not only recovering, you are rising. The very people who stood against you will have no choice but to see your success. Their betrayal did not break you, it positioned you for an even greater testimony. What is ahead is far greater than what is behind. You have stepped into a moment where everything aligns, where every delay turns into acceleration, where every loss transforms into gain. Nothing can stop this divine shift. Archangel Michael says, there has been a transaction in the spirit, a deal made against you without your knowledge. Someone paid a heavy price, moving in silence, thinking they could take what belongs to you. But what they do not realize is that divine justice is already in motion. They saw your favor, your blessings, your rising, and they were filled with jealousy. Instead of working for their own abundance, they chose to scheme against you. They spent big money, believing it would be enough to shift things in their favor. What they thought they could steal was never theirs to claim. They assumed that by investing in your downfall, they could secure their own success. But their plans are already collapsing under the weight of divine intervention. God has drawn a line, and nothing they do can cross it. What was meant for you remains yours, and no force can take it away. Type Amen if you trust in divine protection. The shocking part is not just their actions, but their reason. They were not content with what they had, they wanted your light, your opportunities, your destiny. They believed that by removing you, they could take your place. They hid their true intentions, pretending to celebrate you while secretly plotting against you. They studied your every move, looking for weaknesses, hoping to find a way to bring you down. But what they overlooked is that you are covered by a power greater than any scheme. Every dollar they spent, every favor they called in, every effort they made is turning against them. The energy they invested in stopping you is now pulling them into their own downfall. They have written their own fate, and now they must face the consequences. The trap they set for you is now the very thing that is bringing them down. Their betrayal has been exposed, and justice is unfolding right before your eyes. Type 333 if you believe in divine justice. Archangel Michael says, your name was placed on blessings that cannot be stolen. No amount of money can rewrite the destiny God has designed for you. What belongs to you is protected, secured, and untouchable. They went to great lengths, using resources, connections, and hidden tactics to take what is yours. But the harder they tried, the more resistance they faced. They did not realize that the battle they started was never against you, it was against the divine. Their obsession with taking what you have has led them into a trap of their own making. The same wealth they used to try and block you is now turning against them. The more they pushed, the more they sealed their own downfall. What was delayed is now being released in your favor. The divine shift is happening, and no one can stop it. Type 777 if you receive this breakthrough. You were never supposed to know about their actions. They moved in secret, believing that their schemes would remain hidden. But everything done in the dark is now being brought into the light. The truth is coming out, and those who thought they were untouchable are now facing divine exposure. The very people they worked with are turning on them. Their alliances are breaking, their deals are falling apart, and they are losing control. What they failed to understand is that God had already gone ahead of you. The battle was won before they even began to fight. No force on earth can override what has been divinely secured. You are walking into a season where nothing and no one can hold back your blessings. Every delay is turning into acceleration, every obstacle into a stepping stone. Type 999 if you receive this divine acceleration. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. Archangel Michael says, the weight of this attack was meant to break you, but instead, it has strengthened you. What they thought would silence you has only amplified your testimony. Their attempts to take what is yours have resulted in greater favor upon your life. They did not realize the power of divine multiplication. What they tried to steal is now coming back to you in greater measure. Their efforts to take your portion have only caused it to expand beyond their reach. Every door they tried to shut is now swinging wide open. The very opportunities they blocked are now chasing after you. What they meant to remove from your life is now returning with unstoppable force. God's justice is moving, restoring, and elevating you beyond what they ever imagined. Watch as everything shifts in your favor, faster than you expected. Type 1212 if you receive this restoration. The season of loss is over, and the time of divine overflow has arrived. They thought they could take your blessings, but they did not know that your source is limitless. What they stole is just a fraction of what is about to be released. The pressure you felt, the weight of their attacks, is now lifting. The road ahead is clear, the distractions removed, and the barriers broken. Nothing can stop the manifestation of what has already been set in motion. The same people who worked against you will have to watch as you rise. They will see you receive greater, walk in favor, and move in abundance beyond what they ever imagined. Their jealousy turned into action, but your faith has turned it into a testimony. This is your moment of divine elevation. The higher they tried to climb at your expense, the harder they are now falling. Type 1111 if you believe in unstoppable favor. They thought they had won. They thought their wealth, their influence, and their connections could override divine destiny. But now, they are watching their plans fall apart. You are not just reclaiming what was taken, you are receiving more than what you lost. This was never just about recovery, this was about divine multiplication. The enemy thought they could decrease you, but instead, they have positioned you for increase. Everything is shifting, everything is aligning, and everything is working together in your favor. What was stolen is returning, what was blocked is opening, and what was delayed is accelerating. Nothing can stop what is already unfolding. Archangel Michael says, there has been a dark plan in motion against you, a scheme so hidden that you never saw it coming. A large payment was made, resources were gathered, and moves were made, all with the intent to stop you. But what they didn't know is that divine protection has always been surrounding you. They saw your favor, your blessings, and your breakthroughs, and they couldn't handle it. Their jealousy turned into hatred, and that hatred led them to drastic measures. They thought that by paying for your downfall, they could eliminate the power that is upon your life. They worked in silence, believing that no one would ever uncover their plot. But what is hidden in the dark is always exposed by the light. The truth is being revealed, and those who worked against you are about to face the consequences. What was meant to harm you is now backfiring. Their plans are falling apart, and everything they tried to do is turning against them. Type Amen if you believe in divine justice. The person behind this is not a stranger. This is someone who smiled in your face, someone who pretended to support you. They watched you rise, and instead of celebrating, they secretly resented your success. They couldn't stand to see you walk in favor. Every step you took forward made them feel smaller, and instead of working on themselves, they decided to work against you. They paid for your harm, thinking that their money could control the outcome of your life. But what they failed to realize is that no amount of money can overturn divine will. What they set in motion has now turned against them, and their own actions have sealed their downfall. The trap they set for you is now closing in on them. The battle is not yours, it is already won. Every force that was sent against you is now being dismantled, and you are rising higher than ever before. Type 333 if you believe in divine protection. Archangel Michael says, the attack was strong, but your foundation is stronger. They thought they could shake you, break you, and make you fall. But instead, you have become unshakable, unmovable, and unstoppable. They wanted you to feel alone, surrounded by darkness, with no way out. They wanted you to believe that their money, their power, and their influence could determine your future. But their plans have failed, and the very thing they used against you is now working in your favor. Every dollar they spent, every move they made, has only brought them closer to exposure. The people they worked with are turning on them, and the truth they tried to bury is rising to the surface. Their secrets are being revealed, and there is no place left for them to hide. The tables have turned, and what they meant for destruction is becoming your testimony. The more they pushed against you, the stronger you became. Type 777 if you receive this breakthrough. They underestimated the power of divine justice. They thought their payment could override your blessings. But instead, their actions have only caused your blessings to multiply. The roadblocks they placed before you are now being removed. The chains they tried to bind you with are breaking. What they meant to slow you down is now accelerating your destiny faster than they ever imagined. They invested in your failure, but instead, they are witnessing your success. The more they worked against you, the higher you are rising. What they tried to take away from you is now being restored in greater measure. This is the season where you will see the impossible become possible. No force can stop what has been set in motion for you. Type 999 if you receive this divine turnaround. The very ones who spoke against you are now watching in disbelief. They thought they could dictate your future, but they had no idea who they were up against. No weapon formed against you could ever succeed. Their payment was meant to destroy you, but instead, it has positioned you for elevation. They thought they had control, but now they are losing everything they used to manipulate the situation. The power they once held is slipping from their hands. Every secret deal they made, every false word they spoke, every action they took is now being exposed. What they tried to hide is now being revealed for the world to see. There is nowhere left for them to run. You are walking into a season of undeniable victory. Every battle has already been won, and now you will step into your rightful place. Type 1212 if you receive this divine victory. They thought their money was enough to break you. They believed they could buy your destruction. But what they didn't know is that you were never standing alone. Divine forces have been fighting for you all along. Their jealousy drove them to extreme measures, but their actions have backfired. Everything they did in secret is being revealed in broad daylight. They paid a high price to see you fall, but instead, they are watching you rise higher than ever before. The storm they sent your way is now clearing, making way for a greater breakthrough. The pressure they applied is only making you stronger. What was sent to break you is now building you into something even greater. This is the moment where everything changes. Nothing can hold back what is already unfolding in your favor. Type 1111 if you believe in unstoppable blessings. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. Archangel Michael says, you were never meant to fail. Every attack, every betrayal, every attempt to stop you has only prepared you for greater things. The enemy thought they had won, but they never stood a chance. Your favor is undeniable, your blessings are unstoppable, and your future is secured. No amount of money could take away what was meant for you. The wealth they used against you is now bringing destruction upon them. You are rising, you are expanding, and you are stepping into a level of success they never saw coming. They tried to stop you, but instead, they have only accelerated your blessings. Their greatest mistake was thinking they had the power to control your destiny. The battle is over, and the victory is yours. Watch as divine restoration unfolds in ways you never imagined.